Well, good afternoon, Gospel Chapel. Pastor Doug here. It's December 2nd, and it's been a long time since I've done one of these kind of midweek video updates, but it's the beginning of December, and there's a lot of things coming up in December that we want to share with you. If you got the email today from the office, all of this stuff is in there, but I got a few more things in there too. But we just really need to communicate kind of what's going on in December as much as possible through a variety of means. So there's social media posts, there's infographics, there's the email blast. There'll be announcements on Sunday regarding this. But we just need to get this out there as much as possible so you can get it on your calendar so that you're aware of what's going on, so that this month can be just a great celebration of Advent, of the expectation of Jesus coming to earth. First in his advent as a baby, but also the advent where he comes again as the ruling king. And this is what this Advent devotional that you can pick up this Sunday is all about. It starts with the return of the king, to borrow Tolkien's language, but the Gospel of Advent. We have 170 copies of these, so not only is there enough for each family in the church, but also if you've got friends that could use the good news of Jesus Christ, this walks us through everything from the fact that we have a hope of that is unimaginable, a hope that we desperately need in this world right now. And so the Gospel of Advent, it's a daily devotional put out by Christianity Today. Great content, great writers, beautifully laid out. And so this is free for you to pick up on Sunday. It'll be on a table behind the info desk. And make sure you grab a copy and really enjoy that. There's also some ideas for going through this as families or as a small group. So if you're in a triad or if you've got a community group going, there's some information there. Okay, so a few things that are happening this month. Sunday, December 12th, a community Christmas Carol event here that we're hosting as Gospel Chapel. Pastor Henry Clausen will be leading that, and he's putting that together. We'll have scripture readings, lots of carol singing, and some special music as part of that. So that's going to be Sunday, December 12th at 3 p.m. here at Gospel Chapel. And we're inviting the other churches in town to attend as well. Saturday, December 18th, so this is Saturday. On the 18th, we are going to be doing our live nativity, similar to what we did last year. This year, we're hoping to have some chairs set out so people can sit outside. We will have room for people who just want to drive in and listen in their cars. We will have that set up, the audio going over the FM transmitter again. But we'll just have one row available for cars, but hopefully we'll just have people sitting outside. That makes it actually a lot easier. And that's going to run at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. on that day. Also, Christmas Eve service. We'll be having one service at 7 o'clock. We will also be live streaming that service and potentially setting up the gym for any overflow if we need to do that. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Also, December 26th, Boxing Day, and January 2nd, those two Sundays during Christmas holidays, we don't have any Sunday school classes running. And we're anticipating lower turnout because of that and just because it's the holiday season. So we're only going to run the 9:30 service for those two Sundays. So for two Sundays, December 26th and January 2nd, we will only be running the 9:30 service, live streaming that again. That's not going away anytime soon. So that's kind of December in a nutshell. One more. Sunday, the 19th. Sunday, December 19th, we want to bless our community, the community surrounding Gospel Chapel. And so we've arranged to have 2 flat deck trailers available that will we'll have 2 different groups going around and just singing Christmas carols and blessing our neighborhood here. And then we'll meet back at the parking lot after for hot chocolate and just hanging out together. And so that's going to start at 1 o'clock on Sunday, December 19th. So community, blessing our community by going around and singing Christmas carols. All right, for those of you who weren't here last Sunday, we made the announcement that Nate Colson has unfortunately declined to come here to be our next youth pastor. And we just want to bless Nate and Keniston and thank them for going through that process with us. And now we're kind of in a season of just discerning, okay, God, what are you saying to us, and what might be our next steps? And so our elders team will be meeting on December 13th, and this will be one of the discussions we have. And then the Youth Pastoral Search Committee will be meeting the next night, December 24th, to plot the next steps forward. Zach Gobbett has been running our youth events on Sundays for the last number of months, and he is going to continue that into the new year. And so we have time. We'll regroup. We'll think through this, pray through this, and maybe God's leading us to rethink things a little bit, and that's fine. We'd rather take more time with this and do the right thing than rush into something and then have to adjust or adapt or have it just not work the way we think it should. So be in prayer for that. Continue to pray for that whole situation. Okay. Lastly, as many of you know, and you've heard it on the news probably from various sources, it's in the email that went out today too, but the gathering restrictions for interior health have been lifted, and that means you can have a community group at your house, no problem, no restrictions on private gatherings, and so community groups, great, let's go, let's get those happening again in your homes. But also, with that, we have had an exemption. Churches and worship services, synagogues, mosques, all that other stuff, any other religious gathering has been enjoying a reprieve from any restrictions for the last number of months. Well, that exemption, that special exemption for us, has now been lifted due to a number of church worship service situations where outbreaks happened and churches had to close for a number of weeks. And we did that voluntarily back in September. Others had to do that in November across the province. And so at this time, the Provincial Health Authority has come up with new guidance for worship services. And so here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to respond to this. Because to operate free of anything and 100% capacity would require us to have 100% of our attendees prove that they're vaccinated. We're not going to do that. And so we will operate on 50% capacity, which really isn't a problem for us. We've been running 2 services. Our seating capacity, our facility capacity is 357. And so we're not coming close to that. The first service does bump into that maybe a little bit, but we're still probably 10 or 15 people short on that. So that's fine. So what I would encourage you to do, if you come to the 9:30 service, and you could go to the 11 o'clock service, 9:30 is when we have Sunday school, but if you could go to the 11 o'clock service, there's about 35 people on average at that service, so we have a lot of room in the 11 o'clock service. And so that's one way we can just kind of spread it out a bit. The other thing that is part of this, and really this is just bringing us back into line with what everybody else has to do in every other situation right now, is that masks are mandatory in indoor spaces. Therefore, when you come into the building, mask on, mask off when you leave. But for the duration of the service, you will need to be wearing a mask. The only exceptions are people on the stage who are singing or speaking. And so ages 5 and up, masks please from this point on until we get another change. Anyway, lots going on in December, lots to look forward to, lots to celebrate. And may God be just speaking to you, blessing you. We're looking so forward to Christmas Eve, to celebrating together, and all that this season has for us. It's getting colder again today. There's snow in the forecast, so we're looking forward to a white Christmas. And so let's enjoy this time together. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy one another. Let's get community groups started, get in the triad. I'm going to be recording an interview with John Lusink, one of our missionaries, who has used the Discovery Bible Study method for his own personal growth and in his ministry when they were in a closed country where there were no churches to attend. And so he's going to lead us through a bit of that and help us to know what to do as triads. And so looking forward to that, hoping to record that in the next week or two. So be looking forward to that, and we are so looking forward to this Christmas season. God bless you.